Conversely, we've been trying to get a live feed out of Moscow back to here to find out exactly how the games are being reported and how the people are reacting to them for 2 weeks now. The Soviet government, however, has told not only ABC News, but all three American networks that there will be no live feeds out of the Soviet Union to the United States until the Olympic Games in Los Angeles are over, specifically until the 13th day of this month. Well, we have Mike McCourt of ABC News standing by on telephone, but first of all, we're going to go to Rita Flynn because she is at the headquarters of the Voice of America at the International Broadcast Center here in Los Angeles. They are trying to send, of course, the news of the games. Rita has this report.
We're at the very cozy headquarters of the Voice of America here at the Olympics, and news of the Olympics is being beamed to the Soviet Union in as many as 10 languages. One of the broadcasters accomplishing that goal is with us. His name is Peter Izapidis. He is basically, his language specialty is Latvian, and he is reaching about 2 to 2.5 million people in Latvia, which is the northwest part of the Soviet Union. Peter, basically, I would assume you're having to fill in the blanks in what you're reporting compared to what they're getting in the official newspapers in the Soviet Union. What is the foremost thing that you want to report from the Olympics?
Well, as I understand it, because of the boycott, the reporting on the Olympics, including the results, is extremely sketchy. So we want to, first of all, report the results and, in addition, also flesh it out a bit, give the human side to the Olympic story.
Are there any big sports personalities here that are going over very well in a place like Latvia?
Well, I would imagine that the people in the Soviet Union, including Latvia, are interested in the big track stars, certainly the American track stars as well, Carl Lewis and Mary Decker, I am sure. Besides, they would also be interested in results in basketball especially, also in volleyball, because as it happens on the United States volleyball team, there is a player of Latvian extraction.
So you're reporting all of that?
I am reporting all of that as well as the other results, of course.
Do you mention the boycott in your report?
Of course, I mention the boycott, especially so because I refer to news reports that discuss the boycott. For instance, whether the American basketball women would have done as well had the Soviet team been here.
Okay, very quickly, I know you're not sure about how many people are actually listening. Have you had any feedback yet?
We have not had any feedback from the Los Angeles Olympics. We assume that they are listening simply because they are not getting the Olympic news over there. I do know for a fact that when we reported from the Winter Olympics in Sarajevo, that we did get positive feedback that a number of people had heard us.
Okay, that was the Voice of America viewpoint. And now, since we can't get the live feed from Moscow, as I said, Mike McCourt of ABC News is standing by on the next best thing, the telephone line. Mike, sorry to keep you up tonight, but I wonder if you would tell us exactly how the games are being reported, if they're being reported, and what slant they're taking on it.
Well, Jim, the games are being reported in the most sketchy of detail here. Basically, the Soviet authorities and press agencies are giving the bare bones results without comment. There is some opportunity for citizens of the Soviet Union to hear Voice of America, also the British Broadcasting Corporation. But the Russians, of course, jam very heavily all foreign shortwave broadcasts. And the results and any commentary certainly tends to be fragmented at best. The official line here is that the Olympic Games simply do not exist. And any reporting that is done is basically political. The Soviet press agencies are talking still in great detail about the violence and the danger of Los Angeles. This is, of course, all by means of trying to justify their decision not to attend the games. So essentially, except for perhaps a few people in the northern part of the country who can see Finnish television results and video from ABC on television from Finland, most of the people in this country are completely in the dark about what is going on, and that is exactly, of course, what the Soviet authorities want.
Any indication that people might have headed for those northern lands to pick up Finnish TV?
There are some indications of that. It is a question, of course, of money and transportation and availability of hotel rooms in, say, Leningrad. But we do have some information that people in the Soviet Union who are able to go to Leningrad or small towns in that vicinity have done so. But that, of course, is just a tiny fragment of the total population of the Soviet Union, and really the basic objective of the Russian government which has been to keep their people uninformed about the Olympics, has been quite successful.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Really appreciate your staying up late tonight to bring us that report direct from Moscow by telephone. We hope to have a word from Mary Decker, as we told you, very soon, or on our late night coverage that'll be coming up. Gold medal water polo.